You know, having a flash in your camera bag can be one of the most valuable parts of your tool bag, so to speak, for photography. We're out at the Hohokam petroglyphs in Saguaro National Park right now, and one of the things that we're trying to do is to use the flash to accent one of the petroglyphs without having all of the natural light dominate the scene. So what we're doing is we're using a remote unit, which is triggering a flash wireless about 10 feet away from me, aimed at a sight angle very similar to the angle that the sun is on the other side of us. Think about this: if the camera flash is on your camera and it's straight ahead and it blasts something, it's two-dimensional. So we're using our flash very similar to the way we use the sun. We have it off to the side to give us a little bit of texture, add that third dimension to our shot. And so the advantage of this is that I'm actually pumping more light on the petroglyph than I'm allowing the ambient light in the scene to exist. So your eye is going to go right to the petroglyph first because I'm actually adding more light to that than I am to the whole scene. And that's one of the most valuable things that you can do to accentuate a subject, isolate it, and make a photograph that's different than most of the other photographs that you've seen. All right, fabulous. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using the flash as both a dominant light source, and then by changing my remote setting here, I can dial that down to where it'll become a fill flash source. And so I'm allowing my ambient light to go dark. I'm using the flash to be dominant, or by just simply changing it, I can dial it down so it becomes less flash and it's just fill. You won't even notice that the flash is there. So I'm playing it both ways, using the flash as a dominant light source or using it as a light source that's giving me some fill light, but you won't even know the flash was gone off. It's one of the beautiful things about flash photography. All right, we found ourselves a nice little peak up here on one of the mountains in Saguaro National Monument. And the problem is it's really dark and there's no lights out here because it's a stone structure. So we're going to let the darkness go down a little bit just so there's enough ambient light still to define the building. But I've taken a flash and I've got a remote flash set up, wireless. This is not a flash unit here, but a wireless control master. And it's going to trigger the flash that I have inside the building. So it's going to illuminate the inside and give us that very, very warm light in this stone building on top of this hill. And by the capabilities of using our flash in places like this that are remote, wireless, it really makes a wonderful photograph in doing that. So that's kind of our plan tonight. Let's see what happens. Sweet, sweet.